unfortunately. 2 trips to an orthodontic, or what a mouth surgeon, plus 1 trip to an orthodontist, kind of cut into the week. Plus watching the Lady Bulldogs at the regional championships. So, anyways, let's get to the garden. So over here, you can see I've got finished moving dirt. It has rained a few times. This, in theory, was where I planted onions last year, and it all overflowed, and I ended up having to dig a ditch. Looks like it's not wet yet. Okay, but I've been moving dirt in there. That's just kind of an ongoing project. Okay, to the garden. My wife cut off the tops of her moringa trees, which are these 4 buckets here, and replanted the tops. And the idea was that these should regrow, and the tops should produce more food. There's one of the tops. It's definitely growing a little. I don't know if they're rooting yet. There's another one. So we'll see how those do. The star of the garden this summer has been the chilies, and as you can see, this one's starting to put on some more fruit and some more flowers. So we'll probably get some more chilies out of that plant. Take a look over here at one of the tomatoes. It's definitely flowering. And over here, we've actually got a couple fruits starting. There's one there. See another one there. We've got about a month till the first freeze, so we might get fruit off the tomatoes, we might not. This week we did get this bed full of onions planted. We got an amazingly good deal at Home Depot, so we got enough onions to fill this, about 180 onions, for something like $15. We also discovered in this process we actually had 1 onion from last year still growing, so we just left that and tried to rip out as much grass as we could. Looks like the white onions, oh, that one didn't get planted. Oh, let's just stick that there. Cover it up with dirt. Looks like none of the white onions are actually coming up. Oh, didn't mean to disturb that one, but as you can see, they're definitely producing roots now. Get the roots in there. So they got dirt. Some of the yellow onions, as you can see if you look closely at that one, are starting to produce greens on the tops. Oh, it's another good example. So those seem to be doing better. And I'm going to have to wait a little while till I can figure out what's onion and what's grass in all of this mess to weed it. Now, our bell peppers are continuing to produce, but all of our peppers are like going sideways and falling over. Like, as you can see, that pepper plant should be like that, and in reality, it's fallen over. So I think the lesson there is next year we're going to put stakes and tomato cages around a lot of the peppers. Huh. That one should probably get eaten. I think it's a bell pepper that just fell early. Okay. Chard is continuing to produce like absolutely crazy. That's a couple feet tall now with the chard. Problem is, I haven't been eating enough chard, so while that's producing, I've got more chard than I know what to do with already dehydrated. So we might make some chard salads or something out of that. Over here, we've got this next bed is a whole lot more of the Thai chilies. And if we look at these, a lot of the leaves are like folded over and not doing well, but this thing is absolutely covered with peppers, and some of them are starting to turn red. So these need to be harvested. Like you can see, that's peppers down there, but the leaves are all messed up. Oh, that's actually not attached to the plant anymore. Let's just put that over here. I don't know what happened there. But like this whole bed is it was planted as Thai chilies, also known as bird's eye chilies and serranos, but I've got weird cross-pollination issues because the wind's like blowing all the way in from the neighbors. So like this plant, he's got what looks like banana peppers on it, even though I know I didn't put banana peppers in this bed. That might be the pollination blowing over, because I had some jalapenos that were some seeds that were labeled as jalapenos that are actually banana peppers in that bed at the end earlier in the year, so that might have just kind of blown over earlier. A lot of this needs to get harvested though. Anyways, let's move over to the tomatoes. You can see if you look down really close, my cherry tomatoes are starting to produce fruit, and I'll probably get a few cherry tomatoes off of that. Probably not a lot, but you know, it's better than nothing. And the same here. You can, like in there, I've got a few flowers going. Some more flowers in there. Looks like no fruits though. If we go over here, this is the only heirloom tomato that I had that actually survived to produce a plant. I've got 2 tomatoes off this plant so far, all year. Out of like 20 heirloom tomato plants seeds I planted, this is the only one that's produced any fruit. And that just kind of grew up too high and it's coming over and getting in my way as I try to walk past that. But it's got a lot of flowers on it, no fruit that I can see. And then over here, we've also got a bunch of tomatoes that are starting to flower, but no fruit. You can see there's flowers in there. So I may or may not get fruit off these. Kind of coming up on the end of the year, gardening year anyways. So anything I can get's a bonus, but I've got low expectations. Okay, let's walk over here to the only tree that's surviving. Yeah, I still need to get the water capture done. Okay, so apparently my Wi-Fi signal doesn't go all the way out to the calamansi tree, but down there is a calamansi. It's doing a whole lot better now that it's cooled off. It was struggling during the summer. I've got the posts up just so we don't accidentally run over it with the riding mower. But that tree is now over 2 years old and less than a foot tall. So we'll see how that does, see if it survives the winter, because this is the first winter it's going to be outdoors. And I still need to finish that garden bed, getting soil and all put in there. I've been throwing, as you can see, lawn clippings in there. Same with that bed. And I've got some compost to put on top when I get there, but the rate we're going, it's going to be a while. Currently, it turns out I do actually look into. And that's pretty much it for the garden. If you're not already gardening, you probably should. If nothing else, you get to wear a cool hat. And you get some awesome salsa. And I'm probably going to turn most of those peppers into hot sauce later. How do I stop the live stream? That's not it.